Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this shit daily go getism number 698 for August 31st, 2016. Goodbye, August. It was a great month. I turned a year older in this month, and now it's time to move on to the Labor Day, Virgo September. It's all good though. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about adult peer pressure. Adult peer pressure. A lot of people don't believe that there's a such thing as adult peer pressure. They think that peer pressure is something that ends when they are teenagers. Like when you get out of high school, you get out of college or whatever, all that peer pressure ends because now you're mature, you understand the game, you know what life is all about. Yeah. Well, it's just like that old saying, the more things change, the more things stay the same. And there really is a such thing as adult peer pressure, and it's probably something that we see every day. See, what we need to do first of all is break down the word peer. Your peer group. What is your peer group? Normally, those are the people in your age frame, people that you grow up with, people that are in your circle, people that you communicate with on a regular basis, people that you have a chance to observe, people that you have some type of relationship with. Peers. They're not always of your age group. They are anybody within your communication circle, somebody that you're able to touch, feel, see, hear, listen. Computer acting a little funny. I don't want that white messing up the... Alright, that's better. Anyway. So yeah. So those are your peers. Now what are we talking about when we say pressure? Pressure is influence. Pressure is when somebody tries to get you to do something, or make you feel like something is not going to happen to you unless you do something else. It's a call to action. And if you are inactive, if you don't do something, then you feel like something is going to happen to you. And it may be very real and it may just be perceived. Nonetheless, you put the two words together, peer and pressure. So, if the people in your communication circle, people who are close to you, influence you to do something, or make you feel like you're not going to be able to have this social standing if you don't do this or that. And that's peer pressure. Some people call it keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses is a form of peer pressure. But it doesn't always have to be about keeping up with the Joneses, because you can keep up with the Joneses without peer pressure. But when you feel like if you don't do something that somebody's going to look at you like you're not cool, you're not nice, or you're not good, you're not fun, because most people that you see are doing it, yeah, that's peer pressure. And especially, I'll give you a simple scenario. And it's innocent enough, but it happens all the time. Let's say you're not a drinker. You drink a little bit, you drink, occasionally. But you're not a drinker. You're not one of those people who hit the club every night or hit the liquor store every weekend. And you go out with some friends, and your friends drink, they get it in. And they're playing drinking games. You can't really participate because you don't have a tolerance like that. So even if you do drink a little bit, maybe you don't binge drink or really go hard when you party. You don't get drunk. You might drink a little bit, but you don't get drunk. But when you go out to the club with these people, you go to this social function with these people, they doing shots. And somebody's paying for shots for everybody. So everybody got to take a shot. Now, you can't say that you don't drink. But you can say, well, I don't really want to do no shots. But you don't want to ruin the party because this is a celebration. Perhaps it's an anniversary for somebody or a going away party for somebody. Birthday, whatever. So they like, come on, man, you just do one shot. Do one shot, and you know what I mean? And that'll be that. So you say, all right, I'll do the shot. I don't really like to drink straight alcohol, but I'll do the shot. You've just succumbed to peer pressure. That's all it takes. That's what peer pressure is. It's not always a terrible thing. But the thing is, it compounds itself. It builds. And if you will submit to one thing, there's a good chance that you'll submit to another thing, and then it gets out of hand, and then next thing you know, they got you, sprawled out on the floor, hugging the toilet, throwing up and shit, and taking pictures and videos and posting that shit the next day, all over some peer pressure. So what started out as being a little bit innocent went to the extreme because of peer pressure. Another form of peer pressure, and it's very popular nowadays. All of these motorcycle gangs, car clubs, truck clubs, they're gangs. That's what they are. They're gangs. And nobody applies more peer pressure than gangs and gangsters, because you have to do certain things in order to get into the gang. You have to do certain things in order to fit in. The crazy thing about these motorcycle gangs is that these are all adults. These aren't kids. They aren't teenagers. We're talking about people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s, becoming gangsters late in their lives, doing crazy shit. So maybe you only used to go out a couple of times a month. You done got around these motorcycle club cats, and that's you going out a couple of times a week. And the thing about motorcycle clubs, biker gangs, whatever you call them, is that they want total loyalty and dedication. You can't just be a loose member. Once they give you that vest, you in. So they're going to have a list of activities for you. More than likely, they're going to make you an officer within the club. So yeah, you're doing all kinds of stuff that you never imagined yourself doing. You having sex with people. What? That ain't you. It is now. Peer pressure. Ain't nobody. We family. Ain't nobody going to know. Live out your fantasies. It's just between us. You know it ain't. You don't know these people from a can of paint. You probably got introduced to the gang by, a good friend of yours or whatever, and they made it seem cool because you went to a couple of functions and whatever, and they liked you, and basically they targeted you. Now they done fitted you with a vest. You don't even ride a bike. You never been on a motorcycle. But you in the club doing it. Peer pressure, baby. Because one of the things about the gangs is that they want more loyalty to them than your own family. When they say that they're your family, they mean your family, closer than your blood family. So your family at home is suffering because you out with your biker kids, your biker gang. Yeah, it gets ill. It gets ill like that. You gotta watch out. But it's all about adult peer pressure, and if you don't know yourself and understand yourself and know your limitations, you can get sucked up, caught out there, caught up. And now you doing all this whole crazy stuff with people that you don't even really know like that. Peer pressure is real. Adult peer pressure is extremely real. I could go on for days about this. The whole keeping up with the Joneses thing, like I said, that might be peer pressure, it might not be. Because that's sort of a personal thing. You're pressuring yourself in order to keep up. Ain't nobody telling you got to go out and buy a couch because somebody bought a couch. Ain't nobody telling you to go out and buy a Benz because somebody else just bought a Lexus. Ain't nobody telling you to do all of that. That's you having to deal with your inadequacies. But you know what? I could go into this thing about swingers, because there's a lot of peer pressure in that too. Adult peer pressure is real, man. Even at work, adult peer pressure is real. Don't sleep on that. The Urban Therapy with Son show is tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, August 31st, 2016. I want y'all to check out this show because it's a very important show and it's going to be crazy hot. The show is called Parents, Children, and the Plan B Pill. we're going to be taking a strong look at that Plan B birth control pill. They call it the morning after pill. The morning after pill. So how do you deal with a situation where your teenager, hopefully their teenager, comes to you and says that they had sex and they think that they might be pregnant, or they think that they may have gotten their girlfriend or a girl pregnant, and they need you to get the Plan B pill, the morning after pill? What are you going to do? How are you going to handle it? What's it going to be? You only have 72 hours, and they may not have told you until the 48th hour. What they go on? We're going to get into that tonight. Children having unprotected sex, children getting, teenage pregnancy. It's still a real thing. Yeah, it still happens. Not at the frequency that it did in the 80s and 90s. Not even close. But it still happens. We're going to talk about some of the reasons why it doesn't happen as frequently as well. Because there are good reasons for that. I hope y'all holler at us tonight on the Urban Therapy with Son Show, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 347-677-1533 or listen online, urbantherapywithson.com. blogtalkradio.com/son752. Get with us tonight. How's y'all later? I ain't trying to adult peer pressure you though. Just saying.